We are already underway here. Settle back and enjoy the action. We're going to be with you for well over 12 hours today, live all the way through. Plenty of action for you to enjoy. There's going to be a lot of matches going on as well that we'll keep you up to date on across the whole tournament, because we've got another 8 matches going on in the main arena behind as well. So there's a lot going on here, but it is Bedford with the first opportunity. As you can see, we have 50 minutes on the match clock. This is for the first session. This is a split session tournament. In the first session will be 12 frames, all the clock running out. Most of the time, going off last year's form, we will just see the 12 frames played out. The clock is there just to keep people absolutely on track. And especially with Cole around, he's one of the quickest players on the tour. And how about that, Tony?
Yeah.
That may be the worst shot we see all day, and the outcome isn't terrible.
No, he's got away with one there, big time. Chaos Cole Bedford. Always the entertainer. What's going to be interesting, Simon, is that you see these players and they're playing, obviously, in sessions, and you play one session, and it's how you manage the break as well in between coming back for the second session. And I'll tell you what, I played in quite a few of these tournaments years and years ago, and I didn't manage the break very well at all.
Yeah, there's going to be about, what are we looking at for these guys coming back? They're coming back at 3 o'clock. You know, so you're playing your first session at 10, you're returning at 3. You don't want to be sitting on a poor, scoreline. It's about kind of winning this session, I suppose. Get yourself in front.
My problem was, Simon, a lot of these tournaments that I played in when we did have this format, generally I'd be leading after the first session by a couple of frames, and then I'd come back in the second session and I'd be gone. It's almost like I've completely forgot how to play pool.
Like you've got to find the momentum, and yeah. I do love that Ultimate Pool have stuck this in the calendar again. It's absolutely, in my opinion, the right way to go. We see races to 4 on a Monday night. We see the Pro Series at races to 8s, and now we see this at races to 13. And this is in the first round. The final will be a race to 15. It's definitely a deep tournament for everyone to get their teeth into.
Yeah, the thing is, you've got to play well, but you've got to play well for a long, long time. You can't just have these little bursts of, winning 4 or 5 frames, getting over the line on, at 7 or 8. These are big tests of endurance.
Right, very early here off the back of the fluke. Cole Bedford has this, a big shot. If he doesn't make this, he will feel like he's going to lose the opening frame, and he should lose the opening frame. And this is far from a gimme.
𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. So Kevin George is going to get a taste of this TV arena.
Yeah, that wasn't the best of visits, was it, from Cole? Just looked edgy from ball 1, never really had it.
Easy first match of the morning, first rack. It is early as well. I never liked the early morning matches. I always thought that pool should be played when it wasn't daylight.
I'll throw it one further. I think pool should be played in the winter, not the summer. It's going to be a scorching day here in Newcastle-under-Lyme.
I think he's left a bit stuck out here, A little bit of concern there on Kevin's face. I think Cole can just bend round here.
Yeah, but will he be on the 8 ball if he does bend round and clip it? I think the clever thing is he's put the yellow in front of the 8 ball here. Well, that was a great hit.
Enough, yeah, and he's got a shot at it.
Yeah, that's all he could hope for.
Yeah, I don't think he fancied the bend, because I think he thought he was going to clip into the yellows on the way down.
I think with the bend, you're almost more certain to snooker yourself on the 8 balls. That was tough, though. Kevin George has got away with one. He's going to be under pressure on the next shot, but he should give himself some control here with one good safety. Kevin, a very good challenger player. Been plugging away, been in and around the Ultimate Pool kind of TV table over the course of the first 5 years. We've seen him from time to time.
Do you know what? I didn't like that shot. I think that those 2 yellows are a plant as well.
I didn't see anything other than just the clip off safety. The clip off the yellow on the left-hand side, the one above the centre pocket. cue ball on the top cushion. You've got a wall of balls in the way.
Yeah.
The one he just played being the biggest blocker. It was a big window to hit.
Yeah, and it's an edgy shot as well. First frame in the morning. Another little tester here for Cole, but this time it goes in.
He's called a foul on himself.
Wow.
Or it was called. One or the other. Either way, everybody knew that was a foul. Watch the yellows under his hand here. Yeah, there you go. Clearly moved. So Kevin George, one way or another, has moved, has won the frame. Cole there moved, just to let everybody know, has moved the balls as well afterwards, which would have been a foul as well. So,
and when you saw the cue ball hit those two yellows, by the way, that was a plant. It was a straight plant in that corner.
Well, even more strange to see Kevin's choice of shot, but I mean, what do we know? He's won the frame. Oh, Cole's come across that one, but he's made a ball, and it looks like it's going to be a very good split. I don't know about you, Tony. I just feel this is a big visit. I know it's frame 2 of a 25 frame match, but that first frame from Cole was so edgy, and the mistake he made at the end, you just feel if he doesn't get out here where he knows he should with this layout, he might just be putting himself through a little bit of mental torture, and we know that Cole does that.
Yeah, this is, this will get his confidence back up, knocking in at what we consider pretty simple finish here on reds, but it works in entirely the opposite direction if he was to fail.
Yeah. You can see there, I mean, he's absolutely perfect. It's not where he wanted to be. He's probably expecting to be a couple more rolls to the right there, but he's perfect, and he was walking around the table with his sort of almost hanging his head. You can tell he's early putting himself through the ringer here.
Yeah, you can pretty much relax now. He's got perfect position now. These are just drop-ins. These two balls will bring Cole Bedford level and cancel out the opening mistake where Cole potted a black and moved those yellows, and it is 1-1.
Yeah, Cole will feel a lot better. Should settle in there. Bear taking on young 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 before we start dipping into the second sessions. Just saw the 8-ball tracking the left centre pocket there before being blocked, but no golden breaks in play here. This is very much a deep race tournament, and quite rightly the golden break golden duck is not in operation. 6 red shootout would be, though, if we have a tight match. Could you imagine that, Tony? You've played for 2 hours, you finished 12 all, and you can't get the last frame in. You go into a 6 red, I mean, that way.
I don't know if you'd have the energy. You could win it with a 58-second time, staggering around the table after playing all that.
Yeah, I feel good. I've set 58 seconds. I feel this is an important visit for Kevin, as well as the last one was for Cole. Make no mistake, Kevin's second favourite for this match. Cole's a good favourite here. Kevin's a nice player, and if we were playing a race to 6 or 7, you know, it becomes more of a coin flip. But the minute you start making it deeper, races to 13, you feel that the professional quality will outlast. But for me, it's important that Kevin finds his rhythm and starts responding and putting together his own finishes here.
I don't blame him wearing the gloves in the conditions, because it is going to get warm out there. Ooh.
He just got himself in a little bit of bother there with the cue ball. Should have been better. I actually think he was probably playing on the yellow on the right-hand side there. But if he was playing on that ball, he wanted to be a lot closer to it.
Cole's still undecided of what to do. I think he's just going to play a little safety. I think he's looking at playing the red on the bottom rail and pushing the cue ball to the sort of the left-hand corner area, which he has done. I don't think he wanted that second bump off the red. I think he wanted to bring that off the rail a bit further. But as you can see, he hasn't left Kevin George an awful lot to go at. Cole obviously wants Kevin to play that yellow that's near the middle bag to try and free Cole's red, and that will open up the frame for him. And at the moment, I think that's the only one he can see, but you can't play it. You have to play one of the other yellows, even if you give away ball in hand. Not for me, that shot. No way in it. No way in the world. He's let a little bit lucky there because that red's just been nudged onto that cushion. But, you know, you're playing somebody, you know, if Cole gets his confidence up, you're playing somebody with incredible potting ability. Mind you, I don't think Cole will be entirely over the moon with that. Very tough start in yellow, but it is makeable.
Yeah, head down and Q1 in. That's not the one.
No, he moved on it as well. You saw him just lift his head as he hit it, and I think Kevin just struggling a little bit with early nerves out in that arena. You know, when you're not used to it all the time, it can be quite daunting out there. See, this is, if you're Cole Bedford now, you sense your opponents having a little bit of a struggle out there. This is where you really want to stamp your authority. You know, there's an opportunity here is to pull away very early and get, you know, halfway towards the finishing line in this first session. He's played that well.
Cole is one of those players, once he builds a rhythm up, he can really start to flow, and he can take out 3, 4, 5 and 6 packs without, you know, without blinking really.
Absolutely. This one's going to hurt Kevin a bit because he did have an opportunity here. And after that early mistake from Cole, it's going to be 2 to no reply, and Cole's going to get his nose in front.
He does indeed. Mentioned it when Kevin won that opening frame. He was giving it rather than winning it, and you do settle in once you get that first frame and first clearance. Forget that you're playing on this stage against, you know, a champion and stuff, and that's the challenge really, is just to actually relax and play pool. If he's playing a practice session, he has a good practice setup at home. If he's playing there, then he doesn't make mistakes that he would make out here.
Now, when you sat there like Kevin, you know, you're not at the table, you start thinking about things like, oh, my friends are watching at home and my family and this, that and the other. And once that all starts to come on top,
yeah,
it really can be quite difficult out there, in a very lonely place indeed.
Yeah, he just needs a good visit coming up soon. That, you know, it's still very early, isn't it? You know, if Cole takes these out, and he's got a good chance to, this isn't quite as easy as his last finish from the break, but it's certainly one that it wouldn't be a surprise to see Cole take out. And Kevin would just, you know, it'd be 3-1 down. He just needs to find a visit, take out something and settle in. For Cole here, though, that red just above the 8 ball doesn't have a pocket, not an easy one to get to. Anyway, that's the challenge here. Are you trying to move it, or are you going to try and slide across it once you've got balls out the way to maybe have it down the table? Left centre?
Yeah, I'll be inclined to move it for me, but there is a case for not moving it as well. Well, he's pushed the black away from that red. Whether the red goes past the yellow and the black into that corner is another kettle of fish altogether. He's got a tricky little red now into the centre. Might even choose to double it. Oh, we'll take that.
Yeah. You play it now, screw in and out, or drop the one in top left and get back to where you are. I suppose you've got to play the screw in and out either way, haven't you? So you might as well do it now.
Yeah, you have to play that shot.
Because you might not get as good on it as you are now.
No, put everything into the pot. Just punch it off the cue ball off that top rail and back out again. And the frame's dead. Nicely played. And Cole Bedford beginning to find his feet. Impressive finish this time from Cole. And that gives him a 3-1 lead against Kevin George. And that was a nice break and run out.
Of course, that was all before becoming the British Open champion, which kind of changes things for Cole.
It does. It's one of those things, and we see it in many sports, not just pool. You've seen it in golf, tennis, everything, and you're bidding to win your first big major title. You land it, you think, right, now push on and start, getting deep in the tours. And so many times you see it where somebody's landed a big title and then they just sort of start going out early rounds of next events.
I've spoken to him about this, and I'm fascinated by the mental side of sport. And I've spoken to him about it, and he felt a huge amount of pressure. Some people would relax because they've won, a major title. He went the other way and almost felt pressure to validate that title by going and proving to everyone that he deserved it by going deep again and again, and almost puts more pressure on himself early in tournaments. And that's not what got him to winning the title. Got there by playing his game.
But then again, and you look at the fields in these events, and it's just so hard, to navigate through what are minefields of these events against, the best players on the planet. You beat Craig Waddingham, then you've got Tom Cousins. It's to go and win these events, and it just shows you how incredible Tom is. Again, I know we say it all the time, and just unbelievable to win so many events in this quality of field.
Yeah, completely agree. Tom, though, interestingly, Tom last year was undone at the last 32 stage by Jake Dillon-Newlove, one of the few top players that didn't make it deep. The tournament itself was incredible in terms of the way it shaped up towards the end. I'll run you through as we see Cole turn the table over here. That was always going to be a challenging layout that he was trying to take on. But this is how the quarterfinals played out last year. Declan Brennan won 14-7 against Carl Sutton. Sean Chipperfield 14-11 over Chris Day. Craig Waddingham 14-9 over Jordan Shepherd. And Chris Melling 14-10 against Jack Whelan. Declan beat Sean Chipperfield in a decider in the semis, and Melling beat Waddingham 14-9. And then the big deciding frame between Declan and Chris in the final. But it just shows you, the 8 players I've just reeled off there, apart from Chris Day, who obviously, who's right up there pushing the top 16. The rest of them are all champions. Yeah,
I was on the comms for that last year. I remember watching it, though, and I watched that final in particular. I mean, it's incredible, to play that long a match and still maintain the levels that they did. It was incredible. You feel that, like you said, we're very early in this match, but you feel that this is a big, big frame for Kevin George. Needs to take out a finish and just give himself the confidence to go on.
Well, we're all, Q Sports fans, and one of the sports that you see a lot of the 2 sessions is snooker. We see that a lot in the World Championships, and there's always the talk about playing your mini session and then your full session and breaking the match down. In this sort of situation, is that something you would do? Would you, if you're Kevin here, would you be mentally saying to yourself, is there a scoreline that you need to get to for this session? Or would you break this session down, or are you going to try and just keep it one frame at a time?
I tried it. Do you know what? Because somebody mentioned this when I was playing, and they said they used to play the long matches in best of 3s in their head.
Yeah.
So they say, right, if I can win 2-1 here and then win 2-1 the next one, I'm 2 ahead then, and play it like that. And I tried that for 10 minutes, and I gave up on that, of course. But yeah. I see the psychology behind it, though.
Yeah, I've tried that a few different times. But back when I was playing, I tried to have that mindset that you are playing a really long match and breaking it down into bite-sized chunks. So, you know, Kevin here, we're playing 12 frames. He could say, okay, I've lost the first 4 3-1. Can I win the next, you know, can I win the next 4 3-1 and not put too much pressure on needing to do anything more than focus on the next frame then?
That was a great attempt there by Cole Bedford. He did try that twice up and down. And it was the pace that kept that yellow out. He sort of looked like he couldn't believe it didn't go in. I'll tell you what, as he left a gap,
might have just
the yellow
left
goes past the red, but I'm not sure if he can see the one on the bottom left. But if he can, there you see, you can't see it cleanly.
Yeah, thinking about yellow off red.
It doesn't go. That's too far up the table, that red, I'm sure. I think that goes into the near knuckle.
Yeah, clearly see that he can't see enough. So, change of plan coming up.
Is he going to try and come off the side rail after the middle and try and clip into it? Also, that will send a cue ball towards the other yellow.
Oh, it's a great effort, and it's a really good leave.
Yeah. That's second prize, certainly. This might spell a bit of danger, is it? No, it's gone far enough away.
Yeah, you could hear Cole straight away coming to the table, saying good shot. He knew he'd got him in trouble.
Has a better angle though this time. If he's going to hit the yellow at the bottom left, he comes off the side rail. He could clip this towards the bag. He's trying. Hit a bit chunky.
Just hanging in there, isn't he? Just trying to. It's sort of this is how it played out in the opening frame. Almost the same situation, and Kevin couldn't force the frame. He was given it in the end by a foul. But
you just want a nice, easy finish, just to knock them in and chill out. You know, in your mind, then you've settled. But while there's a couple of awkward reds, you just feel that Cole's still right in this frame, even with the 2 yellows that are in trouble. Loss of turn, I would imagine, coming here, and it is. Again, that's a good shot from Cole. He's pushing Kevin to try and make a big shot.
He didn't quite cover the one over the top left, but that's what he was trying to do. But he has at least made the layout awkward enough that Kevin's yet to find his feet in this match, so he's putting him under pressure.
Yeah, but this is what you do. You try and force Kevin to go game when he doesn't want to go game. He's not comfortable in going game just yet. So push him, make him, force him.
Little bit more angle here than he wanted. He's playing safe. Oh, I don't want to put that red on the cushion. It's pulled up, it's okay.
Well, I don't want to move that yellow at the bottom right because I like it blocking that bottom corner.
Yeah, also you wouldn't be against getting the yellow on the left-hand side into open play as well. Put more pressure on. Oh. What a pot. And he's on the yellow, I think. Has he got enough of it to take it top right?
That is a really thin cut.
He might have here. He might.
It's doable.
I mean, it's from when you came to the table, the position he was in snookered, you'd take this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big shot, but if anyone can, it's Chaos Cole.
Oh,
wow.
Wow, wow, wow. What a shot. He's not snooking himself, is he?
No, he's on this.
Ugh.
What an out that is.
That is ridiculous. This is flawed, Kevin George. Absolutely incredible from Cole Bedford.
Naughty. That is naughty, and Cole Bedford knows it. Walks away from the table with a big smile on his face. He knows how naughty this is. He was snookered when he came to the table. Remember that. That's the big shot. That was actually harder than the one he made from the snooker. Would you engage with him out there? Because you know Cole's going to want to. He's going to want to talk to you throughout, or would you just...
If I was playing him after he'd done that to me, the engagement I'd be doing with him, I'd probably get arrested for.
I might have popped that. I might have just popped out the room. I might have just gone, do you know what?
And not come back.
And not yeah. Thanks, Cole. Thanks for the game. We're off. I'm off. Bye.
Yeah.
No, I think I might have just popped out because it's not happened for Kevin in the 5 frames we've had so far, and 2 of them he won one of them that it was given to him. He didn't win it, and then that one he should have won absolutely both of those, and he's had his own chances as well.
Yeah, I agree. I was never one for really going out there really, but that would be an occasion where I think I'd need to just go have a little break away from that table because nothing's going right now.
Yeah, especially as if you know your opponent, and Kevin does know Cole, that you know he's going to want to engage and have a chat with you about it, and certainly not what I'd want to do. Anyway, he's got an opportunity here for a 3rd straight breaking clearance.
To be fair to Cole, even if he's losing, if he's having a bad day, he'll still engage with you as well. So he's just, he's very animated, whatever the scoreline. But yeah, I wouldn't want him talking to me if he just done that to me. Not only that, look what he's going to do on the back end of it.
Yeah. Cole looked absolutely disgusted with the shot he played down the table. But pinched the pocket, you're absolutely fine.
Things starting to get serious now for Kevin George. 5-1 now, Cole Bedford, and he's starting to find his flow.
And he's got his break going, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That's the key here. He's had 3 breaking clearances from the 3 breaks. Just ticking into the second half of the match, or the session clock. So used to calling it a match clock, which it is, but it's a session here, playing 12 frames or 50 minutes. And we're 23 and change left, and we're in the second half of the match as well. So we're sort of on pace to get the 12 in.
Left himself a bit tricky here. There's Kevin. Needs this frame so badly. If he was to drop it, that's Cole Bedford guaranteed not to be coming out later this evening, or later this afternoon in the second session, being behind. That's a nice shot.
This next one needs to be really nice as well. Just has to get a good angle. That 8 ball's awkward to connect to. It's going to be a little thin. Can he avoid the red? Is the natural line okay here? I think the red in the middle of the table is going to be a problem here.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a scoreline shot.
Yeah, I just don't think you can make that pot and widen it off that red. Maybe he felt he could get the top side of the red and flick it up the table. If you make, I don't know, it needs to be behind the shot to really see it, but that didn't look on to me.
That'll do.
Can't beat a little nudge.
I wonder if he's trying to come behind them, but that one wriggled. I'll tell you what, there's a bit of overconfidence maybe in a couple of these last shots that Cole's played a little bit loose.
Last thing you want to do is gift Kevin into the match. That's a good shot to recover.
So probably play this. I think I'd like to play this 2 cushions, twice across and come back behind the 8. So you sort of play this with right hand side into the rail before the middle bag and then into that side rail and back across. I don't think, yeah, that's where I'll be looking as well. Because I don't think the shot's there to try and dig deep and straight into that top left hand rail to get on the black. Well, he did have the angle.
In the end, he played it slow and just let that ball grip.
That's the cloth.
Yeah.
With the new cloth, you can play that shot, and it's a very good shot as well.
Well, Cole Bedford means that frame means he cannot be behind at the end of the session. He gets to 6. We have 5 more left to play in this first session of the Masters. We're going to take a quick break. Join us again in a couple of minutes. Tony, how far? It's probably time we start talking in these terms. And it's the first time we're not going to see a Cole Bedford break clearance in the match. How far behind can Kevin George win from? What does he need to get to in this session?
At 6-1, he needs to be 8-4 at the very, very worst for me. And then bring out a real big second session.
8-4, he would still be a mountain to
Forward
climb,
drift.
wouldn't it? And that's winning 3 of the next 5.
Because you're looking at it from 6-1
Yeah.
down. You've got to win these next 5 frames. You've got to win this match 3-2, if you like, in this little mini match.
You've got to win the mini session of what's left.
I think so, yeah.
3 of the 5, bare minimum. If you could get 4 and get yourself to 7-5, you would be a very happy man going into the second session. 7-5 is a knife edge.
Even if he loses this mini session 3-2, that's 9-3 down.
Yeah.
It's not good enough.
No.
In an ideal world, win it 4-1. I mean, yeah, obviously 5-0, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah. 4-1, game on. 3-2, outside chance. Lose 3-2.
Gone.
You're gone. I'm with you 100%.
Because Cole's not, he's going to come out and he's going to make balls off breaks. He's going to break and run tonight or late this afternoon when the second
You're
session
going to
comes
need
in.
a lot of help from Cole, aren't you?
And if you're on 9 and you only want 4, it's just too big a mountain to climb.
Yeah. So this is a.
Well, this should be one of them.
It should be. And remember, as Kevin has got a frame on the board, he's yet to pot an 8-ball. That was a foul, potting the 8-ball from Cole Bedford. Kevin's yet to see anything positive happen off his own cue. This is the moment he needs to find it. And this is off a Cole Bedford break, which just adds to it as well. Just get yourself this.
Like I say, 8-4, and then you get it in your head. Go out later and win the first 2 racks, and it's 8-6. Then the match changes. Your opponent's mindset changes.
He might be in trouble here. Oh, he's looking at where the cue ball's going, so maybe he has got the potting angle.
I think he just has it.
No, he was trying to play the yellow off the red.
Oh dear.
So another one's got away from Kevin George here. Cole Bedford is going to be, well, should be. Never like giving it to the players until they've got it, but should be 7-1 up.
Yeah, and guaranteed to be leading in the second session now as well with this rack. Confidence starting to flow through Cole's veins as he slams that into the middle bag. If that had been a tighter match, I don't think you'd have played it at that pace.
There's a freedom to it, isn't there? Once you get into this sort of position.
Short. Has to come down for this red. You can't risk cutting a thin one into the corner. The cue will race around the table, and that's going to be good.
He's been fairly loose with the cue ball, isn't he, in some of these counters, but he is getting them importantly.
Well, his potting is digging him out. Oh!
Tony, that is as good a commentator's curse as we will see all weekend long. Congratulations, Tony.
Thank you.
What a moment that is for yourself.
I'll come and pick up my trophy later.
Wow. That is a wide. That was a long way out as well. And a brilliant shot from Kevin George. There was a lot on that for him, and he has pulled it out. It is a gift to be given the chance, but you've still got to take it, and all credit to Kevin to pull that pot out and get himself to 6-2. That could be a big moment. Mark that one down as a big moment in this match. We talked about Kevin needing to win 3 of the last 5. Well, there's one of them. Cole's going to be in bits at the break, even though he's in front.
That was the bit where Kevin walked up to Cole and said, what tip is it you play with? Because you want to change it.
Is your shoulder okay? Did you?
Yeah.
What happened to your arm there? Right, time to find one. This isn't an easy break clearance, but it would be a huge time to get one. And that's a lovely opener. That really is. That changes everything. Hitting that gap. Now this layout is there for the taking.
How about 6-all to finish this session?
Sign me up for the second session, please. If this finishes 6-all, I want to be all over that match at 3 o'clock.
Yeah. I want to engage with Cole in conversation.
Pretty sure the middle or the left-hand yellow passes everything there. So if you can, I don't know whether the right-hand one does, but if you land on the left-hand one of the two together with a relatively nice angle, you're essentially out.
Yeah, I like that. That looks very nice position indeed for Kevin George.
Yeah,
Thank
really,
you very
really
much.
Nice.
6-3 all of a sudden.
This man, it looks a different player. That shot from Cole Bedford, missing that ball to the top corner thanks to the commentator's curse.
Yeah, he's thrown him a life belt.
Yeah, it's changed. Kevin looks like a different player here. This has been composed and poised this whole finish. Never in doubt from the first shot where he opened everything up to rolling them in.
That was very nice. Just a little visit from Craig Woodingham there. Came and said hello.
Yeah, we'll see him a little bit later on.
The silver sniper is in action later.
He's dry. It's turning out there.
Yeah, it is indeed.
It's turning, and you.
How many break conditions in a row did he have? Did he have 3?
3 to start, and then broke dry on his 4th after the miss to the top corner, and that's his 5th.
And so that's 2 dry in a row now.
2 dry in a row, and the last one was cleared by Kevin.
And Mr. Red that landed in a different county.
Actually, sorry, it wasn't. That was the frame that Kevin won, and then he broke cleared. So, excuse me, yeah. That's where the mistake happened, yeah. These reds are challenging. I thought he was going to go yellows, but just had to get short side on the 2 at the bottom. These reds are difficult to deal with.
He's not took them on. He's gone to develop those reds. Do you play these shots against these type of players? This is the sort of shot he'd probably play on the Challenger Tour, where his opponents of a different level, let's say.
I think I'll answer your question twice here. The first time, I actually think he was trying to make that off the reds, because I don't think he was playing safe. I think he was trying to be aggressive there, with the benefit being that he leaves an awkward layout. I do think you should play the player, though. I don't think enough players do play the player. I think the shot, that's brilliant. The shot you play against a Tom Cousins will be a different shot that you'd play against, a mid-ranked challenger player.
Unless you're one of the players that's very, very gung-ho and don't really sort of give a damn about anything and just willy-nilly go game. And then those type of players just play that game. Doesn't matter who stood there or sat there even.
Doesn't change my opinion that they should.
I'm going to try my best to try and change your opinion, but no, I agree to a certain extent. But then the rules now are there to be attacked anyway.
They are set up for attacking play. He certainly laid the gauntlet here laid down the gauntlet to 𝗁 to go and get these. Cole's got to play 2 very good positional shots to get them, but that's the challenge. Doesn't want to be straight. Straight's no good, and that is no good.
Yeah, it's a slight angle, but I don't think you can force the cue ball around those angles.
He had no margin of error on that shot. He was playing for a ball's width.
Yeah, no option at all but to play the safety, because there's no way on this earth he could have got on that last yellow.
He may not have even been able to leave himself sight of it, let alone get it to pot it.
I know where he wants to go, Kevin George, which is down into the reds at the bottom, but it's one of those where you could leave things on.
Oh yeah, that will do.
Oh no,
doesn't want to make it. It's okay. It's not too difficult to glance off and relay the snooker.
No, but it was better if it stayed.
It was a lot better if it stayed. Slightly surprised with the way he played that.
Yeah,
I would have glanced off it and left the red there. He gave 𝗁 an out.
Yeah. And I was just about to say, what if 𝗁 was to come out and slam that into the middle and get on his last yellow, which is not beyond the realms of possibility with 𝗁.
If he plays the glancing shot, basically the red doesn't move. You almost can't get out the snooker, and then you've got ball in hand, and you know 𝗁 was always going to hit the yellow there. It was just what damage was going to be done.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And because of that, he's had to try and lay another snooker, which, to his credit, he has played perfectly. That's a very good shot.
Yeah, nice shot there from Kevin.
Oh, it was dangerously close for 𝗁, wasn't it?
He's really throwing his arm at these yellows. He's trying to get one in.
Yeah. Right, no more messing about here, Kevin. This is the time just to mop these up. They are all there.
Pot this in the middle and come right down to the bottom of the table now. Get rid of that one on the cushion for me next. That's just about perfect.
Yeah.
Little drop in the middle next, and the rest is all, well, this is pretty easy itself, so. This should be 6-4, barring a minor miracle miss. And this is 3 in a row for Kevin George. Well, he's going to get to at least his 8-4. And now he must be setting his sights on trying to get this match level at the end of the session.
What a turnaround we are seeing.
Unbelievable. That's the beauty of these long races. 2 sessions. There's been 2 sessions in this one session.
We don't get to see it as much, but because we don't play as many deep matches, but that is a match turner. That has completely changed this match. At 7-1, we're kind of scrambling, thinking how much damage is going to be done in this session for Kevin George, and now, wow, I mean, there's a lot for 𝗁 Bedford to think about right now. He's almost in a position here where he needs to win the final 2 frames to get out of this session where he feels he should be, bare minimum. Even if he was to get out 7-5 and they share these last 2 frames, he'll be very disappointed.
The other thing is, if 𝗁 gets these 2 frames, I think Kevin will then be disappointed he's come out 8-4. It's like,
oh, I love it. I love a session match. This is exactly why we like them.
Hello.
Oh dear.
I'll tell you what. His arms fell off.
He's gone.
Well, well, well. 𝗁 Bedford at the moment is playing like a man that's like 3 or 4 frames adrift.
Yeah. How long after the match before you go and tell him about the commentator's curse you gave?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just an incredible miss. But Kevin George now.
Yeah.
Wow, this for 6-5. He must be thinking, if he gets out, even at 7-5, he's had an incredible second half of his first session.
Completely agree. Now, the little cluster of 3 at the top, does the left hand, or the bottom one, the left-hand red, does it pass the yellow? Because if it does, then they're easy. If it doesn't, they need work.
Yeah, I think he's going to need to move them.
Yeah. Then do you move it now? You've got the angle. He's decided not to. Has the angle again.
I don't like going into them off the red at the top, because I think if you hit them centrally, you push them both onto the rails.
He's playing this as though it goes.
Well, maybe
because he's landed plumb straight. If that doesn't go, I mean, I don't know what he's playing at really.
Yeah, if it doesn't go, then he's just played an absolute terrible shot. Don't tell me he's not even looked.
I'm really confused because you would have wanted one of those reds potentially.
He's looking at the double.
Yeah. It's a very strange pattern he's picked out here. Very, very strange. He's had 2 really good opportunities to go into them. He's always had the ball at the top to go into them, which I agree with your assessment on Tony, that may not have been the best choice, but he had balls to do it with.
But if he's plays a double here, he's got to screw this back as well, because if he makes a double, just pushes it, it won't go on the red. He's gone wide. Well, that was a big error there from Kevin George.
He played that as though it went and then got walked round and it didn't. He must have known when he came to the table. It's not the sort of, I mean, it wasn't close.
Both these players at the end of this session are going to have very mixed emotions. Don't care what the score is. The pair of them all think they should have had more.
Yeah. Completely agree. There's going to be plenty for them both to think about for the next few hours, whatever happens here.
I think that's a very interesting 8-ball that's sat there at the moment.
Well, that was my other thinking for Kevin. I would have wanted one of those reds in the middle of the table as my connection to the 8-ball.
Well, Cole just missed one down a rail that he was quite close to earlier in a couple of frames ago. He's right behind this now. He hasn't got to do anything with the cue, but it's just...
He knows it's big, though. Called his extension immediately.
Yeah.
And he's gearing himself up for this one.
Gentle roll.
Beautiful.
Yeah, played that nice. Sort of played it a lot softer, to be fair, to try and give myself every chance of it just falling in. But, well, I don't know what to make of that frame. Kevin will think he should have had it, but then Kevin didn't give himself a chance by not moving those 2 reds.
I would love to have a little, would love to have a chat with Kevin and try and understand the thinking, because it wasn't clear from the commentary box what the plan was there. And this frame will play out following the clock there. There's 4 minutes to play, but this frame will finish.
Makes the yellow. What do you like here, Simon? I think reds look a lot better to me.
Yeah, they do indeed. It's just that one, isn't it? If you play it as a plant to the bottom left, make sure it doesn't sort of stick and become awkward on the yellow. It should be fine.
Going in early on it.
Yeah. It's absolutely straight, so it absolutely should be fine.
Yeah, thank you.
He's just let it go on the side. That wasn't.
He has.
If he gets it full, he's straight on it. He can screw out. Now he can't avoid going into the yellow. That's a problem for him all of a sudden.
Right, you should be able to get that cue ball and that yellow coming all out of there. I mean, you've only got to land anywhere in the middle of the table. You can have a shot at one of the reds surely. So you need to pick yourself up and just think, right, I've got to power through this.
Yeah, get some right-hand side on and get it out. I actually thought he might play a little bit firmer, but he's got a shot. This is frame ball in his own mind.
He's gone. His long pot is completely gone. I'll tell you what, he's not left anything easy, though.
It's a lifeline, though, for Kevin George.
It is.
This is a massive frame. 7-5, 8-4 on the back of this frame, and the way this session has gone.
Well, he's taking on this long yellow. It's the only one he can pot.
Oh, so good. That's the best shot he's played in the session.
I was looking and thinking, well, Kevin might try and look for a safety here and just try and leave Cole with no shot. But that was very brave, but it was also very, very good.
Do you back yourself to deal with the next hardest ball straight away as well? Drop this in and then the one on the left cushion.
I think just knocking in that first yellow will give him a lot of heart.
Yeah. I'd be tempted to deal with the yellow in the middle of the table as well. Might maybe take this now, punch across a little bit closer.
Tell you what, go back 20 minutes, and I bet going through Kevin George's mind was, shall I bother even turning up for the second session?
Yeah.
I might as well just go home. And now all of a sudden, takes these out, he's right in this match.
Anything but straight, and he's not straight. That's perfect.
And I think it's Cole that needs to break.
Yeah, he does.
Sorry, Cole. That's Cole.
Yeah. Agreed. This has been fascinating. It really has. Kevin's just got to hold himself together here. He'll leave a high angle on the last yellow, but that's exactly what he wants. He could have done with, for me, he could have just done with a turn of side there to get maybe 2 balls lower down the table, but it should be fine. Yeah, he dropped it in beautifully, so he is fine.
Well, I said minimum of 8-4. Well, he's going to get 7-5. Even better. It could have been level even.
Well, what a turnaround we have seen, even with drama in the end there as well. Kevin George will walk away from this session 7-5 behind, and by far and away the happier of the 2 players. Cole Bedford has plenty to think about. Wowee, sign us up for more of that. Plenty more on the way. We've got more matches from the last 128 coming up after this short break, and it will be John McAllister, one of the top players in the game, recent Pro Series champion. He's in action. He's taking on Anthony Jeffers.
Yeah, we did have the fortune to watch this early this morning. This is our opening match where Cole Bedford, well, he had a 6-1 lead against Kevin George, and everything looked rosy to go, and then he missed a red length of the table that you couldn't believe, and picked himself 7-1 up, and Kevin George then got himself back to with a whisker of actually finishing the first session at 6 each.
Yeah, it was some serious fun and games, that first match. Caught a little bit of it, and was a really enjoyable watch.
Yeah, it was bizarre, because Kevin, and I spoke to Kevin afterwards, and he said, I don't know what came up. I was really nervous out there to start with. I said, well, you could see a little bit, and then and Cole was flying, and then all of a sudden Cole missed that red, and after that it looked like Cole had just been playing 2 months. It was weird.
Yeah.
You know, and Cole Bedford, he's won the British Open this year. You know, we're talking an incredibly fantastic potter, and to miss that red, and we did play it a few times as well, because it's just unbelievable. Out of absolutely nowhere. So he gave Kevin George a big lifeline. You know, we were even talking about, is it worth Kevin George coming back later today for the second session? It looked like it was going to be something like a 10-2 and 11-1. But Kevin now knows.
And he started to play some stuff?
Yeah, he did. Well, Kevin can play.
Yeah.
But he said it was the arena, you know, the TV. He said it all sort of came on top early doors. And he said, I was really nervous out there, just really edgy. And it can happen to anyone. It really can. And it's a lonely place when it does all come on top. But never a dull moment when Cole Bedford's around. Oh, that's a great cut into the middle there. He's been a bit unlucky there. Made that pot and pushed those 2 reds together, so he's got to move them once again. Also a big problem with that red at the bottom of the table. Almost looks a carbon copy of the match we just saw before with the red and yellow there. I think just a few minutes ago when Christoph was playing young Cohen Bradford. Cole obviously spotted those 2 reds are a plant. Now, can he get into the red and yellow at the bottom of the table now off this shot? He's looking at the angle. Oh, what a shot from 𝗏𝗏𝗵𝗃. Absolutely brilliant. Played that with loads of left-hand side as he came down the table. And we saw him play a fantastic pot earlier today when he hammered a yellow in, ridiculous cut and got on the black. Well, that's equally as good as a breakout shot.
You could argue he's been a little bit unlucky with what he left, but he's dealt with that one pretty well. It's a sensational shot from Chaos.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you just kind of felt like that was coming.
And there you see the reaction. Now can he kick into this 8? He's going to try and play it. What he'll have to do now is play the bottom side of this middle bag and play it with the right-hand side of the cue ball. Try and, well, oh, that would have been close to the middle there if it got around the angles. I was just going to say he has to play it with side to try and cut the black into that corner, but he played it that quick. I couldn't get my sentence out. Now then, Kevin George. Does he go for the game straight away, or does he play a little safety? I think when you've got people like I'm going back to 𝗏𝗏𝗵𝗃 now. I've got my Bedfords and Bradfords all over the place. But with players like 𝗏𝗏𝗵𝗃 and 𝗏𝗏𝗵𝗃, you wouldn't generally play a snook here because you know they're going to be lethal. And they have every chance of getting those balls. It's just not worth the risk. You've got to go game in these positions. And there you see, he's played the safety after all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't end up in a great position off his first pot, to be fair. But the thing with these players and how good they are, that you know they're going to hit the ball. Then becomes if they pot it, which it wasn't far away.
No, it was not.
And this is why you don't like leaving them. I mean, we'll have another look at that. You see all the swerve that he played on it, and how close was that?
Well, very is your answer. Doesn't get much closer.
No. Kevin George using his extension, and rightly so. Well, I don't know why he went to move them, because he could have potted them both anyway. Thought he might play the bottom one into the down the rail first shot, because if you miss it, you wouldn't be really leaving anything. And want to play snooker there? Well, that's a fair snooker. But
all the best.
If 𝗏𝗏𝗵𝗃 contacts that 8 ball first before the yellows, he's going to have a chance of getting that in the corner. I still think it might slide. Going off at 2 angles. No, he's not. He's going straight back down. That's a tricky shot to play it that way. Close. I thought he might go
off, you know.
I thought he might go with the right-hand side off the top rail and swing it into the 2 rails and come back down. It's a natural angle to go that way. Gives a wider train of approach into the 8 ball.
Yeah.
So Kevin George, another bite at the cherry. Can 𝗏𝗏𝗵𝗃 get that black in behind the yellow? I think it's very tough because where the yellow is positioned. Oh. Played loss of turn. Now then, this all depends if the yellow he's closest to on the right, if it passes straight past the one on the rail. If it does, this is half a chance here for Kevin. Not easy, but a genuine opportunity. Oh dear. Well, that went all wrong. Everything. And Kovl Bedford has the simple task of just tapping the 8 in. And trips over the line and gets an 8-5 lead.
What a mad frame of pull.
It was a mad frame of pull indeed. That is a crunching break from Kovl Bedford.
Oh, so much power in that. Lost the cue ball a little bit, but
who cares?
When you've got that much power, yeah, you're right. Who cares? That's a belter.
Just look at the split he's left himself now, Kovl Bedford as well.
Red balls in play.
Very quickly takes the reds and should take the frame with it. A little bit rushed on that shot. He's pulling a face like he doesn't understand why he's landed there. Well, I can tell you, Kovl, because you didn't dig deep enough on the cue ball. But a lovely recovery. I think I'd rather play the plant now. Could push the second red down at the bottom towards the bottom corner as well. That's exactly what he's done. Perfect. He's going to get his 4-frame cushion back that he had earlier in the day. In fact, he had a 5-frame cushion at one point. And this is more like Chaos Kovl Bedford.
Yeah, little bit more like it, isn't it?
Down goes the 8-ball, and Kovl Bedford now leads 9 frames to 5 against Kevin George. Oh dear. Kevin George straighting off in the corner. And look at that split once again in Kovl Bedford. Well, it won't be long before I'd say probably these yellows will be dispatched. And this certainly wasn't Kevin George's plan when he visualised the second session, when he got himself back from 6-1 down to 7-5. Thought, right, I can give it a real good go in the second session. Well, this is flying by now, but not in the way of Kevin George.
Yeah, if Kovl switches on here, he can sort of get his work done early. This will take him, if he gets this, a few away.
He's not quite happy where he put the cue ball there.
It's a good recovery. Can use the plant here that's available.
Absolutely. Gets them both. Of course he does.
Yeah, that's a nice option for him to have. Works both ways.
And how quick's this frame?
He's so much fun when he fizzes. I mean, he's fun when he plays terribly, actually, Kovl Bedford, but he's even more fun when he fizzes. Oh, that's as good as he's ever hit a break. I'm telling you right now, he's never hit a break that well.
No, and he had complete control of the cue ball there as well. Just look at the cue ball.
That
straight
is
back.
as good as Kovl Bedford has ever hit a break. You can't. It's perfect. You can't break better than that. You can pot better than that.
And he's caught that very thin indeed, and that's why he's landed where he has. Yeah. And now we're having a proper head shake and an arm wave.
Yeah, that one's deserved, mind.
Yes. Because if you look at the yellows, if you just hit that correctly there, that yellow, I mean, it's a drop-in finish, but where he's left himself is now it's a long cut into the bottom right-hand corner. That's all he has. It's not even going to get there, is it? Well, it did, but he missed it by a fair stretch. Well, Kevin George will now come to the table on reds. Starts off with a double in the middle. Nice and positive. dear. Kevin George there, missing that cut there, sent the red into the yellow. And has just handed Cole Bedford a glorious chance to go 11-5. Careless one from Cole again, though. Shot over the bag and he's clipped into that yellow. He just had to screw that straight back without contacting the other one.
Decent recovery.
Yeah, he's done that for most of the day, apart from one, well, incredibly bad red that was straight, length of the table, and this is what basically brought all his trouble earlier today. And myself and Simon Webber on the comms, and neither of us could believe what we saw. I think, in fact, I gave the biggest kiss of death ever. I said, what's been great about Cole is he always digs himself out and with his fantastic potting. As I just finished that sentence, he missed a straight red into the corner.
He heard you.
Yeah. Well, this black ball now for 11-5.
It's been a fabulously entertaining start from Cole Bedford since returning after the interval.
Frame 17. Makes the red up into the top, but cue ball right at the bottom of the table. So the only thing really he's got here is he's got a finished cut with a yellow into the bottom right. Might be able to get to the yellow into the middle. I don't know. It's just, I think it's the cut along the bottom rail. No, it is all yellow in the middle. Hard to tell which one he was going at there from that angle, but the main thing for Kevin is he has potted a ball and at the table. All warning lights are on. Sirens billowing in the background for Kevin George. Cannot afford any more mistakes. He's piloting the plane, and the voice is saying, pull up terrain. Pull up terrain. And there is the terrain as he misses that yellow. I mean, if you're Cole Bedford and you look at your opponent and the way he's just sat in his chair there, you know he's done.
It's not great body language, is it, from Kevin George?
So if you see that, no, you see that, and
I mean, he's almost tripping him up as he goes around the table.
Pillow, sir.
Have you ever seen a comfier man in one of those chairs?
No. It sort of reminded me of the pose, if you've seen the film Kingpin, which with Woody Harrelson, when he had a prosthetic hand, he was the bowler, and he loses to Bill Murray in this big match, and at the end of the night, they're sweeping up the cleans around, and they end up sweeping up the prosthetic hand at the end, and he's still sat in his chair, exactly like Kevin George. It's quite bizarre. Anybody seen the film will understand. Everybody else will just saying, what on earth is he going on about? But there you go.
Having your mind on commentary while Cole Bedford fizzes around the table just feels so apt, Tone.
I can't help it. Well, you think he's got to play. Surely the loss of turn here, Cole Bedford.
Chaos on the table, chaos off the table.
Well, you don't help matters either, do you? Let's be honest.
No. I agree.
At least when Simon's here, he brings some sense to the occasion.
Sense?
Sensibility. Well, he's going game from here is Cole. I don't know. I don't understand where he's going here. Because he needs to get rid of that yellow out the way of that bottom corner pocket, and I thought he might play lots of turn at the start of this. Hello, he's gone for it, and that has not worked out well. What do you do here? Double the red back up towards the black pocket? Don't think that does him any favours. You don't know if you can play the loss of turn at any point because the yellows are there really. Okay, that one's behind the black, but it's easily moved out. And Cole does what Cole does. and belts them all. That was a sign of sort of dejection there from Cole, because he basically went all in with 2-6 off suit and expected a different outcome, and well, it was never really coming. Well, I hope for Kevin George to say that yellow goes past the 8 ball into that bottom right, because if it doesn't, Kevin's just giving himself a huge problem. It mustn't do, because he's trying to play it into this corner. He's not the black in.
Oh.
Well, well, well.
I think it goes from bad to worse for Kev.
And and another great break as well from Bedford. The finishing line is in front of him. Takes the reds. And that red will go past the yellow in the middle of the table as well. So this really should be it. And a very, very quick day's work in the end for Cole Bedford. This looks like as he runs through the balls.
Well, the finish to the first session was lively, and it felt like Kev George was right back in it. But goodness me, as Cole Bedford upped the ante in session 2.
All 6 frames.
And he has rattled off 6 straight to eliminate Kev George and advance to round number 2. That was seriously impressive from 𝗘𝗃𝗃, who is through to the next round. We're back with you in just a moment with more action from the Ultimate Pool Masters. Don't go anywhere.